Hey guys, this is going to be a new series, this is some sort of test actually, and this is a series where I'll try to follow the perspective of a player and guess his items, guess his decisions, and like this is done real time. I didn't watch this replay, I have no idea what's going on. So we'll be following the Terrorblade here, he's Ramses, and I'm not even sure if this is going to be a good idea, so I'm just gonna upload this, and if you guys like what happens, maybe we can keep doing this, maybe on stream even. So yeah, he starts with the normal build here. He has two branches, the mango, so he can get the magic on the side shop, and 6 tangos as well as a stout shoot. That's normally the build that most melee core start with. And he's probably against Night Stalker offlane. So they have two cores that can definitely kill him. So having the magic one, like they have a lot of spammable abilities, Thunder Strike, the Astro Spirit, Void even, so it makes a lot of sense to use that build. And a fight starts already. So now we'll be following him mostly. He's like standing here. They have control of the top area of the map, so they're probably gonna get two bounties. And should I speed this up? I guess I should speed this up to the landing phase. Let's see what happens here. Okay. So the laning phase starts now. He has vision of the Lycan in the top lane. The Astro gets used straight away, and he's against the duel. It's gonna be a little bit hard for him to get CS. He already starts with the harass. Yeah, I guess you just try to draw aggro. He already ate a tango. He can't buy the magic one for now. Okay, so he pops the Metamorphosis. That's usually very normal, you know. You have this huge cooldown anyways, why not pop it straight away? Try to get control of the lane. He wouldn't be able to get a lot of that CS because he's a melee hero, so if he pops it now, he now can trade a little bit with the Night Stalker. Gas range could deny, that's always pretty important. So yeah, kinda tough for him because he can't buy the Terrorblade or the magic stick in the side shop just because of the pressure from the dire side, so he just harassing the Night Stalker as much as possible. Okay. Nice of them. He draws aggro now, even though the towers already attacking the crypts, he draws aggro, so most of the crypts were close to him. Yeah, it's kind of a pretty tough laning phase actually. Nice. And now the bounty hunter rotates. He doesn't have vision of disruptor for now. So he's gonna gotta kill her. Not before he buys the magic one at the cloud base, so that's pretty cool. He knows they're going for a fight. He had the chance to get this, so he buys it before the fight starts. What if Disruptor shows up? He's actually in the top area here right now. Alright. Should actually put this off, I'm sorry. So yeah, I mean, he's going Aquila first here, no treads. Not sure why actually. I'm not a big Terrorblade player, but I guess the Aquila is always a good item in the hero. I guess he doesn't feel that pressure actually. Like usually when I feel pressure I go treads just because of the HP and the tread switch, but even though this is a dual lane, it feels like he's getting pressure a lot. He has 16 last hits. I'm gonna check. He is second in the last hits, so he's not feeling pressure at all. So he's going Aquila anyways. Already buys the Ring of Protection here. Probably sending the quick one. Gets voided. And now he's going treads. So this is a drums game. You're against PL like. I would say this is a drums game. I'm not sure if he's going for it. Okay. He has Metamorphosis again, he gets the reflection. So no point, no reason to have illusions here. Alright. He has the Ekla turned off. I'm not really sure what to do now. So the Metamorphosis is gonna end, it's nighttime. Do you start farming the jungle here? Do you wait until you have vision of the Night Stalker? So he's here. His other support's not VP yet. He checks it out, he's going back to the base. And he doesn't have vision of Disruptor, so this is probably very dangerous. Draws aggro here. Is he going for that CS? Okay, that's very dangerous actually. So yeah, finally Skyrim seeing no vision of Disruptor. Action. I guess they can actually get the skill, doesn't dodge it. Alright. Yeah, they have the Striling here, so he can actually fight against Night Stalker even at nighttime. He gets boots. And the bounty kills the other Titan. Doesn't even check the perspective of a bounty hunter. Buys the gloves. There he has vision of Disruptor top. So this is probably... Nope. Thank you, hero. How much armor? 9 armor since he's close to the tower. Okay. So now this is a catapult wave. I'm not sure how much he can pressure this. He could turn the Ekla on when the next creep wave comes. So he draws aggro, doesn't want the catapult to take damage. But they're pulling. Oh. Okay. Do they want to delay another creep wave? Okay, oh, I see. So now he has Metamorphosis. Still doesn't pop the Ekla though. Doesn't he? I feel like... Why wouldn't you pop the Ekla? If you pop Metamorphosis, he can't really kill the Night Stalker. So, okay, so he finally does it. Nice, gets silenced. But yeah, he draws aggro. So there's not much that he doesn't have vision. Oh no, Disruptor is mid. So he actually has vision of Disruptor. That's why he's playing that aggressively. And catapult. He pressures this. I mean, considering how hard, like how much resources the Dire Heroes were putting in, he actually pressured this quite a bit. Now he gets down. Learns something. Gets swamp, gets silenced. Can survive. Wow! Wow, I actually have to watch that again. What? How many times? 12. He has 5. Wait a minute. It's 5, 6, 7. Opposite. Turn it around. Jesus. Okay, tread sweet. Yeah, finishes the treads now. Gets it back. Illusion and turn it around. Lightning still top. The are still mid. Then they get the skill, the Baron Hunter shows up. Yeah, I guess they could. They has reflection 5. It's low. That's probably it. Oh, he gets silenced. Is there another glimpse? Level force, probably not. The cooldown is pretty good. He's creating so much space. Even drops the item to pop the next one. So the offlane tower fell down. And I guess now they have nerves. You see that? How the hell, dude? He's level 6, 50 seconds, 10. Now he defeats the shrine beautifully. He's gonna pop it. Takes the Aqua, takes the magic one. The top lane. So I feel like with so many fights going on, drums is actually pretty good. Okay, he finally gets the drums. That's nice. Let's see if he actually goes. He pretty much uses Metamorphosis whenever he's ready. That's pretty interesting. Sometimes you see Terrorblade like using 2 metas in 10 minutes. He's always using it. It's like the lane stage, right? So he just commits to it every time. Even when he feels like he can't really pressure the tower out that much, he eventually does. So the Ekla is turned off again. I'm curious to see if he will turn it on or if he just wants to farm. So he has vision of a lot of mid heroes there. Buys the TP, buys the band of elves. Oh, so he's not going drums anymore. Or did he buy the drums and has... I guess he bought the drums and has the... Okay. So you take the TP probably. You have drums in your backup. Actually, this is... I guess this is just a meme name. This game is from like 6 hours ago, so he's probably just crazy around here. So huge fight going on mid. He has vision of that. Do you pressure? Do you keep? Okay, so he just keeps farming. He can't really push top because Light is there. He can't really push bottom because my stock is good. So he's just farming his large camp. But now this is Catapult Wave, so I feel like you try to push it a little bit. You have these drums and Aqua, so actually a lot of extra stats to the free play, especially if he pops the drums. And everyone from the Dire is very weak because of the fight he just weakness mid. So we'll see how much he can pressure this. There's no meta. No, he doesn't care. He sends the creeps and keep farming. Make sure to add the illusion. Well, the fact that he pushes the lane keeps Night Stalker there, so whenever his team fights, it's gonna be a 4 versus 4. Now he marches mid because he's gonna have Metamorphosis in 7. He's self-conscious. Is he going? He goes back. He sees PL there. Now you push bottom, right? You see Night Stalker TP there, you definitely push bottom. You have meta. Not even... He probably doesn't even need to pop it, but we'll see. It's faster if he does. So he sees the TP, but now he sees PL going I'm not sure he's gonna commit. Yeah, and now Night Stalker is back. That TP was pretty good. So he's farming this large camp like for the 3rd time. Every time. He tries to address the lane, he tries to push, and he sees the reaction, he just goes back. Oh, and now he TP's there. Huh. So did he just ult? I guess that was a call from his team because... Huh. I'm not sure I understand this team. Wow, the bounty hunter had the... That's pretty cool. He asked the bounty hunter to TP to that lane with the components from his Yasha, even though he has no courier. That's something you can do in your pubs if you have, you know, nice teammates. Oh. He's trying to bait this down. So for now he has vision of PL farming. He had a little bit of vision of PL farming. Okay, so 5 going top. does. I feel like if you have those, you have to engage, right? Standing there, damage, but that's a borrowed time of battle, and he keeps going. Oh, and now he pops it. Now the reason people hold drums on Terrorblade, besides the fact that your illusions are faster, so you can use them to get to further places. Is that you can pop your drums. They nerfed the metamorphosis even more. Movement speed loss is 25, and Terrorblade's move speed dropped kind of way back. But basically, you want to use metamorphosis when you can start attacking people, because if you meta before you're in attack range, you lose a lot of time. And drums allows you to be there faster. I mean, it gives you attack speed during the team fights, it gives you tank ability, it gives you mana regen. It's actually pretty underrated here. You can spam the illusions non-stop when you have actual drums. This means that you're very self-sufficient, with the HP regen from your wand and so much armor. As long as you tank with the illusions, you're gonna be full health, full mana, or at least in a stable mana pool throughout the entire mid game. So he never went back to base, by the way. He shrined once, pretty sure it was only once. And there. At this stage, you can start farming even like medium camps with them. They don't die that quickly. Well, yes, that's anyway. And he is farming a medium camp from the enemy team. I guess that's the important part. He's farming that medium camp, and eventually he can even send it. Yeah, he's sending it to the wave, because sometimes people they just send the illusions towards the lane, and then it gets killed instantly. If you see an enemy there, it's just gonna get killed. So he sends it to a medium camp, and when he sees that the lane gets empty, he sends it to the lane. The lane is more important, but if you're gonna send the illusion to die after 2 seconds, it's better to try to, even if it's like one small center, it's just better than giving it for free to the enemy. And he's farming from their side of the map, so it's even more valuable. Buys a TP here. Has Manta pretty much. They lost tower, so he wants to address this push. This is a catapult wave, right? Yeah, it's a catapult wave, so he needs to be there. Doesn't want to take any damage, so that's pretty important. Something that I don't do in my pubs for sure. Even though there are no enemies, he doesn't want that tower to take any damage whatsoever. It's very kind of him. Now, what do you do? We have vision of 2 heroes mid. He sends the illusions towards the lane, gonna farm the medium camp. Okay, he has Meta, he will definitely want to fight. He has Manta too. So he's gonna get it right now. Pops the Metamorphosis only when he can attack. Uses the Disruptor. Pops the drum so he can keep chasing it. And they also have the track, so it's so much more speed. And that's a no shapeshift like that's gonna fall. Nice Stalker shows up. The track plus Terrorblade, pretty underrated, honestly. This is going to be a tower. Didn't pop the Manta, by the way. He's saving it to dodge glimpse, to get out of silence. Purge Uzo from PL or Purge Lance. Oh, is he dead? Gets the kill. Jesus, dude, this guy is amazing. I actually want to see that again. Let's see what happens here. So they're here. He has vision of PL there. Lycan is dead. So this gives him 3 enemies. Nice Stalker is here with the Titan. Where was he there? I guess he was not stunned. What happened with the sound? That shouldn't happen, right? He gets slapped. Why did he get shot? Did he just purge it off instantly? So he has Manta the entire time. Has Manta the entire time. There's the small. Nice Stalkers here. Still has Manta. The Air Splitter's coming. No No silence. Oh, he silenced the Abaddon. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I understand why. Because he cannot just Manta anyways. But what happens though is that Spirit comes afterwards. Nicely done, gets that kill. I mean, Dire did their best. The Abaddon there, that was a very hard kill. So they lose a lot on that tower. He's there to try to stop the PL. He's down to the jump. He's running into him. They're chasing the wrong one. What? Sorry for that, guys. So what do you go now? You go... Is Hurricane Pike a good item here? Do you need BKB? I would say BKB is pretty good, but Hurricane Pike is also nice. I guess it depends how he wants to take the game. BKB allows him to fight the PL without losing mana, to not care about the other type. I guess BKB is better because you cannot Hurricane Pike out of kinetic, you cannot you can't really run away from Lycan Hurricane Pike unless you have like some sort of high ground. And the and the Hurricane Pike, while it's good against ET, so you can dodge the stomp, BKB it's just a better solution, right? No, but he says he lost Sky. I can see why, because he's the only true core in this game. Like, you have a Quap, but Quap versus PL is never amazing. Quap versus those heroes is not great, so I guess he wants to scale. They don't have like a Beastmaster or like, you know, a Medusa mid and Invoker. He is really their true core, and Dire they have PL plus Lycan. Okay. Go for the Sky. Let's see if that will bite him later. So he keeps doing what he was doing the entire game. He sends the illusions to farm top, but he tries to take them down if he sees enemies. And he's always like farming, he's pushing a lane, then he goes to the jungle, sends the Rosh. Kinda low, he has Metamorphosis, he could fight. Pops it straight away, but that's that's the problem, the Static Storm. That's why BKB is good this game. He ends up dying, I guess. I'm not sure if that was his fault. Let's watch that. A little bit more. You're getting. Bottom is pushing a little bit. Top is pushing a little bit. And mid, like. Alright. So he said, I wanna fight. Yell uses the. Oh. Yes. That was probably his mistake, right? He turns towards his mistake. He's getting out. Bumps it. There's no one that can save him besides the Abaddon, but look where he is. He gets that's a great Static Storm, by the way. It's not centered around TB. He does it in a way that Abaddon can actually use the shield or do anything. He could have probably heal the Terrorblade, but he probably got stuck in the connection. Yeah, got stuck, but it was too late. Tries to push as best as possible with that. The dying breath of that final illusion. That's probably Roshan for the Dire because the Metamorphosis got wasted. So now his team needs to push the side lanes. He's Abaddon here trying to disengage him now. Okay. I'm gonna increase the speed here just a little bit because he dies. This is his first death, by the way. Alright.
Radiant's middle tower
So he TP's mid. really wants to. Usually you don't want to do that, but with the catapult wave, I can see the value in it. You probably save like 100-200 damage on that. On the catapult, Night Stalker dies, affirmative gets called, and he sends. Now, since every lane is pushed, he doesn't go jungle. He sends one illusion to one lane and he goes to another lane, so he can push. Like right now, pushing the waves is the most important part of everything. Dire has ages, so you want to be able to hold their advance as best as possible. Yeah, I feel like a lot of people, they don't understand why Naga is so powerful in this match, and I feel like illusion heroes overall, but these heroes that have illusions that last for a long time, unlike PL. The catapult waves, they're so strong, you know. So if you take fights during the catapult wave time, and any wave is pushing, you can get you can get terrible trades because of the catapults, or you can get huge trades. And the fact that Terrorblade can always be somewhere while his illusion is pushing another lane, it's incredibly powerful. As you know, pulls 30 minutes, just because of how that impacts the game. And Nagasara is kind of the same, and she's a support, so that's the best part of it. She can be where the fights are going on, but always sending illusions and pushing them. Even though she doesn't have a lot of farm, just the fact of reducing the armor of a creep wave makes it push naturally, even if the Naga has no items. Now he's going bottom, he sees some heroes. Oh nice, he sends the illusion to cut the creep wave. So instead of he knows there are heroes there, instead of sending the illusion towards the heroes, sends it towards the creep wave. And now, okay. Nice stuff right there. Let's be careful, I guess. Yeah, now they're gonna take a fight. I'm not sure they want to take this fight. They already lose this game. He needs to get out. Bounty Hunter probably gonna get found with the Necro if he got popped. And he TP stop. I really like this. So he sends his illusion bottom. Like his only job here is to push the side lane. So he was there, he made sure to create another illusion and send it there, and while that fight is going on, he is dealing with every single creep wave, so that even though his team is losing in terms of, you know, deaths and kills, he can hold the ages and waste the ages in a way. I feel like the fact that he's doing that because he didn't go BKB, so that he knows he can't fight. It was a little bit greedy of him to go this high. And you see if he's gonna pay the price, he's still halfway towards that BKB. And Fire here. He's trying to he doesn't really use the mana for now. Let's clear. It took a long time to do that, like, pretty sure. And yeah, with the buyback from Quap, he wanted to get something done here, but he doesn't have the move speed. Can they cancel this? So, like right now, I want to get a tower release with that Metamorphosis, but they can't. Aegis. So there's still 24 seconds. They don't really get anything, but at least he knows that they can push with another Aegis right now. So this Metamorphosis usage is okay. He doesn't get anything. So he can't really send an illusion mid just because there are heroes there. So he just farms his way towards the down here. What an annoying sound. I'm not sure if you guys I'm not sure if the mic is actually getting that sound. Hopefully it's not. He didn't send an illusion top. So he defends this and goes bottom maybe. He really wants to address that side lane while holding a catapult wave. Oh, that's a dead ally. He's gonna take this catapult, but mid lane is pushing. So if Dire goes even without Aegis, maybe he can have pops the manta, huh? Can't fight for 26. CPs anyway. Doesn't have BKB. Sells it. Oh, okay, okay. That's why he's the manta. Just wants to push that and knows he's gonna have BKB. He doesn't rely on the manta, but he already lost berries. He's just slightly too late. Even without any, they take it. Sonic Wave. Is it a blood? Okay, I'm leaving with range guards there. Smart. Oh, they lost everything. Jesus Christ. I feel like they lost. They lose 2 lanes. Even though he's on par with that PL, the Quap's way too far behind. They kind of like course, and I feel like he didn't. They have this bounty hunter, so he didn't really utilize the bounty hunter too much. He was farming the Scotty. He died when he bought the. And that alone kind of in a way sealed the game. Even though he's 8-1 and 10, it goes to show like how playing one core lineups. I'm not saying Pop's not a core. I'm just saying maybe she just had a terrible game. Yeah, maybe it's Cop's fault. Like, it's hard though. I'm not sure I can say that a Quap scales as much as a PL in the game. Especially when the Quap... The Quap versus PL lane is actually pretty complicated. Oh, okay, he's Sunder. Quap's the... Okay. Sunders... As he doesn't really want to use it. I feel like he's dead. They don't have... Oh, he gets... there. Nice. They're going to get a nice opportunity. Alright, it's actually pretty decent. He has another reflection. Mid is taking a lot of damage though. He needs to be there. Someone needs to go mid. Oh, the Lycan though. He has no TP. Is he going bottom? Yeah, he goes to the bottom. They don't have any glyph. This is actually Vegas. It's pretty hard for them to win. Even if Lycan died. Oh, the Lycan probably won the game. Even though that fight was pretty decent because Lycan was not there. And he just gets the Megas and goes to the objective. Damn. That's this guy is actually... This is CNC. Nicely done. Well, I mean, we'll see if he can win this. I'm not sure he can. This is only a 3k good advantage, even though they have Megas. That's so scary. But every tier 2 up, he has no region whatsoever. Is he bringing cells? No, he's not. This is pretty dangerous. I would probably get out. He probably wants to sunder the poor Skyref. That is bad. But he's the one that can hold the waves, so it makes sense. Okay. He gets an Arcane here. He has Metamorphosis. Roshan's actually up, but he doesn't even bother checking. It takes him too much, and I guess Megas, he has to address the lanes. There's no... Like, unless the lanes are insanely pushed, he can't really do anything. I guess they would like to... Oh, double damage PL. He's going to get Roshan, probably. He's trying his best. That's probably not what he wanted to do. Roshan goes to side with Dire. He had Arcane Rune, so I guess it doesn't matter. He buys a Tome. Really wants a level 25, but against Megas they give less experience. Not sure he will ever matter. Alright, he all starts attacking. We need to end this. This pops the Metamorphosis can use Solar Crest and Light and dies. But what will he do when the Metamorphosis ends? strong bounty hunter. Let me just check it out. Yeah, I really like this. He completely avoids going Blade just because he's against Terrorblade and Reflection cooldown talent is too strong. So he would just burn his mana out. He decides to go for like Sanjanyasha, Battle Fury, very... That Elder Titan was trying to bait, but gets baited. He thought he had vision superiority there. It's Terrorblade going Mjolnir. They're actually holding this. His Metamorphosis, 1.5 minutes. Pretty sure Dire should push before that, else he's gonna have another one. But maybe they don't even care. Pop's so underfarmed in comparison to the Lycan. It's not an easy Pop game. Disruptor, Night Stalker, PL draining the mana. It's maybe it was just the draft the problem here. Like Terrorblade, I feel like he played pretty well throughout the entire game. The only glaring mistake was that that Disruptor again. Oh. There's still 45 seconds for the rest of the box. Like it's going nuts. By the way, when you use Reflection here, you get the buzz from the light, so they actually get super strong. Nice, Mystic Flare, but Jesus. They're actually holding this. 2 dead on the side of the Dire, they're pretty healthy. Are they doing this? Get the gem. Illusions get effective now. But I feel like he's gonna have to get either a Satanic or a Heart eventually. Even though he has 32 armor, he's gonna suffer with HP if they have to keep pushing this. That's actually pretty annoying. The wave keeps pushing. Has vision of Elder Titan there, pings. Does he pop Metamorphosis for this? The ward anyways. He's trying to take the aggro away so that his illusions don't die so that fast to the Megas. They are holding. His next item is Assault. He's gonna have to take the Treads out or take the Gem out. I feel like the only reason they didn't lose is the Reflection. By getting all the buffs that those heroes have. Pretty good. Drops the gem. He really wants. I guess you buy the plate mail or maybe the guy has Metamorphs. Be careful. Didn't Manta out of the spirit. Oh! That's a Geniasha and a nullifier. Can't be. Oh, was that a nullifier? That's why he didn't. Well, he has no fiber, huh? Wait, let's check. Finds the PL here. Didn't he dodge Spirit Lance because of nullifier? Cooldown is not big. It's not nullified. It's just taking damage. Knows that's the one. I guess it was made. Right? This dies, no buyback. I guess this has to be over, right? There's no way to do it. He's like 1/3 of your yeah, I guess they were. I would say they were outdrafted. Like, if can't say that Paul played bad, but she was against pretty hard matchups. So Terrorblade just had to do too much, and they didn't. I guess there was one way of winning this, and it was just like playing with Bounty Hunter and the Skyref way more aggressive than he was. I thought that was what he was going for when he built the drums, but then he kind of decided to scale because the PL would have a better I guess that really backfired, I don't know. But that's a pretty interesting game, you know. Ramses, pretty good player. And that's it, guys. Sometimes you can be like, was he like 8-2 or something? He's 11-2 and you lose, and it's not because your teammates are bad. And I feel like this is way more draft related. Like Quap is 13-1. You know, she didn't have a lot of net worth, but she didn't die. It's just that she played to the best of her ability, and if she overextended even a little bit more, she will die to those. The Disruptor and to the Night Stalker. But the thing is, even if she doesn't die, she doesn't farm as fast as those heroes, and she has a pretty tough time killing a Lycan, killing the PL, and they lost. So yeah, guys, this is just a test. I'll be streaming later on, so if you want to watch me play afterwards, make sure to tune in. You guys can decide which position I'm gonna play, which hero I'm gonna play. I'm smurfing for now. I'm trying to get the hang of streaming and, you know, interacting with people. And it's very hard for me to play on my main account. And I feel like the interaction is way more important and way more entertaining than, you know, if I'm playing my Divines. Like, no one cares about me playing Divine Zero games, you know? If you want to see high more players, there's a lot of other people out there. And what I'm trying to do is have some sort of educative streams, but at the same time that are entertaining. And for me, at least, it's very hard to play to the full extent of my abilities and interact with the chat at the same time. So that's why I'm smurfing, at least for now. Hopefully you guys want to tune in anyways. And if you don't, it's fine. There's always going to be videos here anyways. Thanks for watching. And give me your insight here, whether this is meaningful, whether this was just a waste of time. I know my videos, they're usually pretty fast-paced, so maybe this doesn't resonate with most of you guys. But I mean, I'm just trying new stuff. If you're watching the channel nowadays, I'm just doing a lot of new stuff. Hopefully it's cool. If it's not, make sure to comment. Make sure to give suggestions. And yeah, bye guys.